But I definitely don't want to see Trick Daddy and Trina because they said they want to. And I'm like, half the songs is together, nigga.
I don't want to see that one either.
No.
Nelly and Ludacris would be good because they're definitely on the same page. Like I like the picks. You know, they're picking people on somewhat of a same level to where as though it's like, all right, that's a good, you know, song for song.
Early 2000s era.
Right. And shout out to Low Key from You Heard That New, part of the Duce Palooza crew. He had a playlist because, you know, DMX said that he would battle Jay-Z, and everybody's like, oh, it's never going to happen, which it probably won't. But he has a playlist on iTunes, and it's called The Cheat Sheet. And I'll post a link, you know, in the description of this. But it's DMX and Jay-Z, and he's got all of these songs. And I was sitting there the other day, and I'm like, yo, it's kind of unfair, right? Because even though Jay's the bigger artist, DMX might have had some better records. Like,
yeah. I tell you what, late '90s, DMX was hotter than Jay-Z. I think if you was to do that battle, it would have to be fair, it would have to be, okay, let's pick records from 97 to 03. Because Jay lasted so much longer, even though I'm not a fan of Jay's newest shit, but you can't compete when you play those records with Beyonce and shit. But from 97 to like 03,
that's what I'm saying. So the records with Beyonce, right? And I want to get back to my other point in a second. The records with Beyonce, like, how does that even match up? Like, are we going to say because it did numbers on the charts that it's a bigger record? Like, or is it because the impact that it had on people?
Because I can tell you, there's no Jay-Z Beyonce record better than that joint X did with Faith. How's It Going Down?
Oh yeah, that shit.
Nothing's fucking with that. I don't care.
DMX would, like, because people like tend to like try to play DMX out because of his drug addiction. You know, like you could say it, this nigga over there doing silence. The nigga smoke crack.
Yeah, I think the other thing is between the crack shit and just it's a whole nother generation of kids who just don't know who the fuck he is. They might have seen Belly and they think he's just Tommy Buns or they don't know.
Right.
Mega star. Like at one point he was a bigger star than Jay-Z. They don't know that.
Yeah.
They're not from that era.
And DMX had the Locks with him. Like there was so many records where it's like DMX, the Locks, and then you know you got Jay-Z, and Jay-Z had Beanie Siegel, and then you know maybe Bleak sometimes, but there was no real competition. Like even with like some of the dudes from State Property, like DMX and the Locks alone, I was like, yo, I'm sitting there like, dude, this is kind of unfair. Like,
what you gonna Money, Power, Respect? Come on.
Oh my God, 24 Hours to Live.
Oh like, God, you know niggas are started something.
Exactly, like
that would be a dope. Like I say, but I would have it. To be fair, it's got to be in that year range between the golden era range. It can't because, like I said, Jay done lasted 20 fucking years. I don't want to hear Jay play anything after 2003, basically.
Yeah, that's unfortunate that we won't get that battle because
I'm not gonna do that. Just
damn, that would be amazing.
It's like Pharrell. Some people, that's why I say y'all gotta stop throwing around this for the culture because Pharrell turned it down. Kanye, Dr. Dre, Jay, like some dudes, they not doing it if they not getting paid.
Right.
They're not getting paid and they, you know, some big fucking numbers.
And that should let people know though that
it's money to be made doing this shit.
That and your fave ain't really about that culture shit like they talk, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because like I said, in this trying times, like people don't have anything. What is it going to take for Jay-Z 2 hours out of his day to fucking sit down?
Yeah. What the fuck else are you doing?
Behind Instagram Live and fucking play some records? Like, for real, grab you some cognac and your favorite cigar and sit there and chill. Like, but these motherfuckers, they're too big.
Yeah, he's too big for his own good. Like I say, Jay's not even on Instagram, so
right.
He uses his wife's account, but yeah, they do. It's like I used to always say, well, why certain artists to me act like they bigger than the culture? Like, have you ever seen Drake or Lil Wayne on The Breakfast Club?
No.
Okay, back in the day, I vividly remember Tupac and Biggie going on Rap City,
right?
Going, like what was it? Yo MTV Raps. Like no bigger than the culture platforms. These certain artists now they big for certain shit. Like they Hollywood. You know, Drake win all the awards. You don't go to none of these black award shows.
Right.
too good for these niggas. The way his mind.
Yeah, that's a damn shame. But while we're talking about music, let's throw out a few RIPs. RIP to Andre Harrell. He started Uptown Records. If you don't know who he is, you should probably look him up because he's responsible for some of your favorite artists ever.
Out of these babies, these 90s babies.
Right. He if it wasn't for Andre Harrell, we wouldn't have Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, whatever, like the mogul that we know today. He wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Andre Harrell. So RIP to that man. Passed away at the age of 59.
That's sad.
Yeah, man, as I get up there in age, I'm like, damn, that's still young. Like, you still got a whole a life to live at 59. RIP to Little Richard, fucking the king of rock and roll, the original king of sass. Like, that guy was a badass, man.
Yeah.
And I said this on my other show. I was like, because as I'm doing the research, I'm looking at the pictures, like, that was a beautiful man. That motherfucker like a doll. Like, all his life, every picture, he looked like a damn doll. I was like, look at this motherfucker.
Yeah, in the 40s, in the 50s.
Yes. Like, and he was like openly gay in the time where it was like damn near you'd be killed for being openly gay.
I respect gay OGs like that, though.
Yeah, gay OGs. That's the name of the show.
They wasn't doing it for the clout. It wasn't no alphabet community. There was
right.
And they was just out there saying fuck it. And niggas used to get beat up for that shit. Niggas used to get stabbed, all that. I respect the gay OGs like Little Richard and them, man.
Yeah, because they actually made it possible for the ones of today, right? The alphabet community and the Rainbow Coalition.
Benefits of it, so.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, RIP to him. RIP to Betty Wright. Another singer. Like, I didn't know her by name, but I know a lot of her music just by sound. Oh, did you know Little Richard was 87?
Yeah. I seen that.
Yeah, that nigga lived a long time.
Yeah, that's why I say it wasn't too sad because
he died of bone cancer. That probably had to be painful, man.
I heard of that. That's crazy.
Yeah. But Betty Wright, 66. So here's the thing, right? When I saw that, I thought Twitter was trolling because usually Twitter is talking about Betty White.
That's what I thought at first. I was like, oh shit, Betty White.
Right, but I saw it because you see Betty Wright, but in your mind it looks like Betty White for some reason. Like, I'm not dyslexic, but anybody would have saw that on the timeline, like I saw it, would have been like, what the fuck? Right, but it said Betty Wright, and then it was a black woman. I was like, hold up, is Twitter trolling again? Because I'm like, why would they put Betty White and then a black woman right here? And I was just like, it didn't make sense to me. But then when the news came out, and because you can't believe everything you read on Twitter. I know I don't.
They killed Joe Rogan like every 3 months on Twitter.
Remember when they killed Master P back in 2009?
Nah, but they killed Steve Urkel. They killed so many people.
Everybody, man. It's like you just can't. But RIP to those musical legends, man. I am looking forward to some of these versus battles. The only one I really watched was who the fuck did I watch? Babyface and Teddy Riley, the second one, because the meme from the first one had me fucking rolling. I was like, all right, I got to see these two old men try to operate technology.
Yeah, I've seen all of them so far. They're supposed to do Bone Thugs and 3 6 Mafia like a week ago, but once Erykah and Jill got announced, they kind of scrapped that to the side.
Yeah. I don't think that was official verses, though. I think that was something that they wanted to do, and they were like...
Nobody really cared, I guess.
No, I think they're actually going to get verses in on it, and they're going to set it up. I don't know how it works or whatever, but...
Yeah, Swiss Beats is like Vince McMahon. He's in charge.
Oh, yeah. him and Timbaland.
Yeah, they getting paid.
Yeah. All right, so let's